Yes, yes, yes. Another day, another dollar. That's what they say. Another day, another dollar. But I'm not making dollars here. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, welcome, welcome, welcome for one another hour of rants and review about the going ons in our politics in Kenya. So tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. If you haven't, again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kenya Revolutionary. You can find me on YouTube, YouTube me, and find me on YouTube, YouTube me. You know, subscribe, like, share. I will let me post the link. So if you want to join me in the studio and fungua rojo, speak your heart. Uh, as they say, speak your heart. you know, express yourself. Tell me what you think about the stuff that I'm talking about. If you disagree, agree, you're welcome. In gear. If you don't want to, just sit pretty and enjoy the ride as we go on, right? Uh, okay, let me just send a couple of whatever real quick in the studio. Um, Click the link. Vito. All right. You join. It's really rainy today, kind of. So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, as you can see, what the topic says today. Uh, the topic of the day. I don't know why my thing is acting like this. I need to fix it. What's going on? What's going on? Give me 2 seconds, guys. Just bear with me. Of course, the first 2 minutes is always me just trying to set up things so we can get rolling. But just give me all right, all right. I got it figured out. Let's see if I can just adjust here things and we'll be good. Just bear with me. All right. The first 2 minutes is always me. Good, 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 good. We're in business. We're in business. We're in business. We're in business. All right, all right, all right. You see, the topic today, Kenya Kwanza is equal to Man City, and Azimio is kind of like Manchester United. If you're following the English Premier League, if you're a football fan, you know what I'm talking about. Manchester City, basically, right now, is sitting pretty at the top of the league because they're well organized. They have a coach who has an idea of where they're going. Uh, they are recruiting a lot of people into the team, high quality people. I won't say the same thing about Kenya Kwanza because I don't know about high quality. But the point is, I'm sorry, there's like a thunderstorm outside today. But the point is, Kenya Kwanza seems to be like ready. They are preparing themselves to for a full takeover. Okay, if you look at Manchester City, if you're a football fan again, sorry if you don't watch football, I'll just explain to you really quick. It's a team that's prepared in not only in local league and also in the Champions League, and you can see that with the Kenya Kwanza. They are prepared. They are recruiting people. People are defecting in droves from Azimio, okay? Because Azimio, as you can see, Azimio, hiyo udikteta, okay, is what is driving people away from Azimio. It might not be, I mean, okay, from an outsider looking inside, it looks like dictatorship. Maybe they have a good reason, but so far, everyone that leaves Azimio, especially ODM party, complains of the treatment, how one person in the person of Raila Odinga makes the decision for everyone. So it's like a personal business, okay? There's no democracy. You can't go against the party. You can't meet with somebody from another party. You just, if the leader of the ODM or Azimio wakes up in a bad mood, in the wrong side of the bed and decides you're out of Azimio, you're out of Azimio, okay? So that's kind of the difference. But there's something that I want us to discuss today. There's messed up. All right, I'm back in business. I don't know what's going on. I think it's my connection. There's a lot of heavy rain, so bear with me, guys. But back to my point. Back to my point, as I was saying, I want to read a tweet by Ledama Olekina that's I found very interesting, and I will read it here. So that's going to be a kind of our topic of discussion, because I like going through the tweets and see what these politicians, these leaders, these MPs, MCAs, out, whatever. All right, so if you go to Senator Ledama Olekina, and you scroll down in his timeline, this was 21 hours ago. If you look at it right now, he said something that's interesting. This is what he said. We surely got played. Then he tags Raila Odinga. We surely got played, tags Raila Odinga. Even the lawyers were in bed with the devil. The things we discovered okay. He's misspelling here. So basically saying, all right, I'll reread it again, okay? This is what Senator Ledama Olekina wrote, okay? We surely got played at Raila Odinga. Even the lawyers were in bed with the devil. The things we discovered slowly will shock you. Good night. Okay? So basically, he's insinuating, if I'm not wrong, that they got played. Okay? Who played him? Uhuru Kenyatta and his gang. Okay? Because remember, let's go back to this headline from, I think it was Kenya Nation. Let me read it for you real quick. It was from the Nation that wrote something about something that Ledama is referring to. Let me read that Daily Nation. Somebody's trying to mess up with my, I don't know, maybe they don't like what I'm saying, so I'm getting attacked today. But we shall soldier on. Okay, I'm gonna read this text to you. Okay, this Nation. I read you what Ledama said, claiming that or insinuating that they were played by Uhuru Kenyatta, and I will read you this headline from the Nations yesterday, and this is what it says. Okay, let's get to it. Give me a second here. I'm trying to find it. All right, right here. I found it. If you look at Daily Nation yesterday, okay, the September 12th, okay, if you read, this is what the Nation says. All right, it has a picture of Raila Odinga, the one on line one. Okay, it says, on the evening of August 8th, just hours before polling station opened for what will be one of the most fiercely fought presidential elections, a court sitting in Nairobi overturned an earlier decision to compel the electoral agency to use manual registers to identify voters. That and the very late move by a section of Azimio bigwigs to change party agents at 2 a.m. on election day may have just worked against Raila Odinga. Okay? Let me read it again for you so you can get what I'm saying. This is quite amazing, okay? And I think this is the reference that Olekina Ledama is making, okay? This is from Daily Nation, yesterday, well, to 12. So here's one more time for you, okay? The front page with a picture of Raila Odinga there. If you can read it for yourself if you want, okay? Here's what it says again. Listen carefully. On the evening of August 8th, just hours before polling stations opened for what will be one of the most fiercely fought presidential elections, a court sitting in Nairobi overturned an earlier decision to compel the electoral agency to use manual registers to identify voters. That and the very late move by a section of Azimio bigwigs to change party agents at 2 a.m. on election day may have just worked against Mr. Odinga. So this is what it's saying. The nation is saying basically that some Azimio bigwigs decided, I'm back. I'm back. Guys, the connection today. I'm being attacked today. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're not going to give up. We are going to go through this. Okay. Whoever is trying to attack my connection, is not going to work. We are going through this. Okay. I will read it again. Cause Ledama actually told us that it's shocking what they're discovering, that they got played. The question is, who played who? Now, I'm trying to connect the dots. After the tweets that I read you by Ledama, the Nation, Daily Nation, wrote an article on page 6, 7, and 8. Okay? I'm just reading the headline, what it's all about. And the headline reads as follows. I'm going to do last time. I'm sorry, I'm kind of repetitive, but I have to hit this in your skull. Get it. Because this is very important. It might be referring to what Ledama was talking about. Hear me out. On the evening of August 8th, just hours before polling stations open for what will be one of the most fiercely fought presidential elections, a court sitting in Nairobi overturned an earlier decision to compel the electoral agency to use manual registers to identify voters. That and the very late move by a section of Azimio bigwigs to change party agents at 2 a.m. on election day may have just worked against Mr. Odinga. Which means some Azimio bigwigs, let's connect the dots. Who are these Azimio bigwigs, okay? Go back, if you guys are listening, go back and listen to Ole Kanchori, who wrote the book Why Baba Lost, okay? Why Baba Lost. He was on Spice FM in an interview, and he names names. He says that there were some agency Jubilee members, okay, who took over. They were in the, what they call the situation room, or whatever, the situation room, okay? And they changed agency at the last minute. I'm connecting the dots, okay? Go read Ole Kanchori's book. I'll get to the other Kanchori who said something very interesting about ODM today. But let's deal with this first, okay? So, Ledama says what he said. He said they got played, and even the lawyers were involved in that, okay? And now we are reading about this, kind of telling us that there's a court ruling that overturned an earlier decision to compel electoral agency to use manual. So at first, there was a ruling that said that was advocating for manual registers, okay? Electoral agency to use manual registers to identify voters, okay? But that was overruled the last minute. And not only that, after it was overruled, which means they were no longer using manual registers to identify voters, some section of Azimio bigwigs, you might be asking yourself, who are these people? Just go read Ole Kanchori's book and even his Spice FM interview. He expressly says that it was Jubilee folks. The Jubilee section of the Azimio were kind of acting weird, okay? They wanted their agencies to take over. So in his basically in his presentation, or in his analysis, he basically says that it kind of he says that Jubilee was like they were working in tandem with UDA to help bring down Raila Odinga. Do you believe this? I don't know. To be honest, I don't think so. I don't think so. In my humble opinion, this is all about building doubt, finding sorry excuses as to why you lost. Okay. Yes, that might have been happening, might be true, but I really don't. I'm not buying that. I'm really not buying that. I'm not really buying that. But let's go on. We're not done yet. We are not done yet today. We are not done yet today. We are not done yet today. Apparently, our friend Jalas can't catch a break. After getting kicked out, he's been accused of being involved in some fake gold scam. Well, to be fair, he's trying to clear his name, and he's ready to take legal action. So bring it back, bring it back. There you go, there you go. We're back in business. All right. Let me deal with the other Kanchori. I just dealt with the first Kanchori. Let's deal with the other Kanchori. The other Kanchori who really says something about the reason why I say ODM is like Azimio is like Manchester United. If you're following Premier League right now, Manchester United is like they're in the gutter right now. They're struggling, okay? They're not doing well. So let me just read what happens here, what Kanchori was saying, because I think this is very, 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 very important, okay? All right. This was written a tweet by Samson Ogola, okay? Let me read this tweet, okay? Are you ready? I'll be doing a lot of reading and talking. So listen carefully. I'll be slow. I'll read it slowly so you can hear me. All right. PS for Interior, Raymond Omolo said something the other day that really iked Raila supporters, but which is so true. Raila believes Luos are his slaves that must do as told and who deserve nothing. Now, before you leave in protest, tell me why Honorable Memusi Kanchori wasn't fined, let alone expelled from ODM for working with Ruto. He asked the question. That's a very good question. Okay, let me continue. I mean, below is the MP daring Raila to expel him from the party. He's literally saying he'll continue working with Ruto and Raila can do his worst. Okay, then he goes down and saying, want to know why Raila turns a blind eye when it comes to leaders from other communities working with Ruto? Well, he knows the said leaders weren't voted in by Luos. Raila controls Luo voters, which means he can't blackmail and mistreat Luo leaders. Which means he can blackmail and mistreat Luo leaders the way he wants, okay? When it comes to other communities, he has to be humble because their support is the only thing giving him some semblance of a national leader. Without the support of other communities, Raila is just of a glorified tribal overlord. That's why he can't dare touch their leaders. As for Luo leaders in ODM, you need permission from Raila to breathe. Otherwise, he'll incite Luo voters against you and end your political career. Now you know. Where's the lie there? Point out the lie. So basically, Sam Ogola is saying, and that's true, and that's what Mr. Kanchori was saying. Remember, Esther Passaris against went against okay. She went campaign for the Finance Act, okay, finance bill, okay. Said it was a good thing. Meanwhile, the general stance for ODM was to go against the finance bill, not to vote for it. Esther Passaris went out there and voted for it, and not only did that, she campaigned for it against her party's wishes. She did not ask for permission. Guess what? She was only fined. Jalas was seen going to the State House, standing, greeting, grinning with Ruto. The next day, he was called a malaya, almost got physically beat up, kicked out of the party. Okay? So there's truth to that. Any member of ODM who is on a Luo Nyanza, if you do something that Raila does not like, he will simply incite the Luo community to go against you and you will lose your seat. That's what's happening right now. But you know what? Like Meguna said a few days ago in his tweet, now I see why he said that, because it makes sense. He said something that's very interesting after he kicked out Jalas. He said the following. Let me just go ahead and read it. If I can find it. Okay, let me see. I can't find it right now. Crap. Shoot. Anyway, basically what he was saying is, by Raila kicking out these Luo Nyanza ODM members, he's actually helping the process of disintegrating this ODM party and Azimio as a whole. Because think about it right now. Let's look at Azimio. Martha Karua is left in the cold. Okay? Martha Karua is left in the cold. I don't even know if she's still part of this Azimio. She's been quiet for a while. We don't see her in these rallies or meetings, whatever case is. Ever since this talk started, at least the opportunist, Kalonzo Musyoka, took the opportunity and went in to meet Ichongwa in order to feel important, okay? And is negotiating for power with Ichongwa, okay? At least Musyoka has something to do. He's trying to push for this change of constitution so he can find some office, okay? He's fighting for a space, okay? Martha Karua was pissed off. She's no longer in the scene, okay? Look at Jubilee. We just learned Jubilee yesterday. Jubilee is effectively off Uhuru Kenyatta's hands. Chege and Kanini Kega are in charge of Jubilee. So Jubilee is gone. Okay? NAC with the Martha Karua, they feel ostracized. Sideline, okay? Kalonzo is... I don't think Kalonzo will get anything out of that, but let's see what happens, okay? Here is Raila running around the Nyanza province and here trying to find relevance of some sort, okay? So the whole party is in shambles. That's why I liken them to the current Manchester United team that's struggling with performances, okay? Who's left? What is Sifuna doing since the Mandamano ended? He's on different, whatever, talking nonsense about these talks that is going nowhere, who nobody cares about, okay? Sifuna, what are you doing with your life? Okay? But here's the thing. You see a lot of Azimio folks are really fighting for this talks. Their best bet, because as we go on, this thing is dying off. Their best bet is to go back to Mandamano. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I have to end my live. I just got a text that I have to respond to, but I will stop it here. Okay? I didn't go the hour that I wanted to go, but I have to leave. So we shall continue this live. I might go live in an hour or two, okay? So if you ever subscribed to my channel, go to Kenya Revolutionary, search me on YouTube, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings.